Hi, this is David Cook. I'm one of the business law attorneys here at Cook & Gore. This short video is going to talk about the topic of what you do if an employee leaves with very sensitive trade secret information of yours. Trade secrets can really be anything that you and your business try to protect and that's not commonly known in your industry. These can be things like your customer list, your processes, personal identifying information for your customers, your pricing list, the way that you do business that would not be regularly known to your competitors or to anyone on the outside. Some of these things can be very important to protect, and so it's very important that immediately upon someone leaving and taking some of these things that you take quick action. We would recommend several basic steps. The first would be to assess the damage. Get your attorney with you and try to go ahead and figure out what may have been taken by your employee, figure out the extent of the damage and what you've got, essentially. So that's the first and most important thing. And you really want to make sure that your attorney is involved in that process so that if they do need to take some of these steps down the line that we're about to talk about, that they're prepared and ready to be able to do so, and they don't have to reinvent the wheel and get up to speed in sometimes an emergency situation. So that would be the first thing, would be to assess the damage. Secondly, we recommend that you go ahead with your attorney, and you may want to just have your attorney do this. Talk to the former employee. See what they may have done, see if they will voluntarily go ahead and relinquish their rights. Maybe they accidentally took something in their stack of papers that you consider to be a trade secret, and they're fine with giving it back. That's a wonderful situation, and it's a possibility that you can come to an agreement about returning those items and not having any further consequences. But in most cases that's not going to be the instance. You're going to have to fight this. So the third and next thing that we recommend that you do is immediately notify the new employer of this ex-employee of yours. You need to let them know that that employee has confidential trade secret information and that they may not use that, and that if they do, they will face a lawsuit from you. It's very important that you go ahead and do this immediately so that that other firm, that other company does not use that information, and if they do, they know that they will face immediate consequences. Finally, the last step that we would recommend, and this unfortunately is necessary in many situations, is to get what's called a temporary restraining order. This would be an instance where you've got an emergency situation, an employee has taken information, they're going to use it, they have already maybe even started the process, and you've got to stop that. This would be a situation where you and your attorney draft up the legal documents necessary, you go to the court, and you apply for a temporary restraining order, restraining that ex-employee from being able to use this confidential information and basically stealing your trade secrets. This can be a difficult process, it can be costly, but it's very important that you go ahead and do that before the damage is done. It's much easier to prevent the damage from being done than it is later to go back and undo what that employee has done. While you may spend money on the front end, it will be nothing compared to what you would have to spend on the back end trying to undo that action by the ex-employee. So those are the steps that we would encourage you to take. First, assess the damage, see what you've got. Then see if the employee will voluntarily relinquish that information once they find out that it is protected trade secret information, and also once you've got kind of the threat of litigation against them. Third, make sure that you alert the new employer of that ex-employee so that they know that they will face legal sanctions if they should use that information. And then finally, if you need to, and in many cases it's unfortunately the case, you will need to get a TRO. So that would be the final step, and it's an important step. Sometimes those steps will all be taken in the very same day. We had that situation with one of our clients recently, and it was a very much of a immediate thing. We had to protect that information, and we were able to do it all within one day. So those kind of things can be very difficult, but we're happy to help. If you've got any questions about these types of situations or any other business law situation, please don't hesitate to call us. Our business law attorneys are happy to help. Our phone number is 214-236-2712.